As we do.
As we do, we're live. We're live tonight.
We are.
Happy
December?
Happy December.
Yeah.
Happy last episode of the year.
Yes.
Wow. I know we were just off. Randy's like, "Oh, you're off again." I'm like, "Girls gotta take vacation."
Absolutely. What I mean,
It's
it was
winter break.
Thanksgiving week and then it's
Yeah.
winter break. It's
So,
yeah.
sorry, not sorry, but
Right.
we're back tonight for episode 7, which is titled Crazy.
Wow.
And was this a crazy one? You know what else is crazy? I'm sorry. I have to point out the elephant in the room. In our recording system in OBS, for some reason, we can't get the green screen filter off, and so the big phallic pickle that is green is now black on my shirt. So I apologize for that.
What's strange is I have green pillows.
But there's green pillows, which are, this is a vibrant green.
But your pants are fine. But then again, my pants are the same kind of shade as my case.
Yeah, look what it does to your case.
I know. I haven't played too much in OBS, the streaming software. So
I feel like I have to cover it up.
Are you self-conscious? It's like a
it's like a big black you know what.
It's calling. It's calling.
Yeah.
Oh my Too good.
This is how we do. So season 3, episode 7, titled Crazy, aired July 17th, 2012, written by Andy Reeser and directed by Patrick Norris. With new key evidence in Allison's murder, Hannah fears that A might be framing her after a visit from Wilden. Aria decides that she has to turn to Mona for answers, and someone from Allie and Jason's past arrives in Rosewood, which I told you last week.
New character alert. 3.
We have, Cece, Zach, and then technically Mr. De Laurentiis, because we never really officially met him.
Right.
Which I don't even remember when he comes back, but I'm pretty sure they keep the same actor.
Oh, really? Like he doesn't... he's not in next episode?
He's not in next episode, no.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I think, yeah. So Wilden approaches Hannah at home, and he can't really talk to her, being that Ashley is not there, which has never stopped him before, as Hannah said. But she's not there. He can't talk to her. He wants her to come down to the station to get a blood test, because the blood that's on the anklet matches her O negative blood type.
This is so inappropriate, as we always say.
What is happening?
I'm distracted. I'm sorry. My cat, Niles, who's usually the well-behaved one,
is now
on my TV console. Why?
Why? What are we doing?
It's the light. It's the light. It's the light. Okay. Anyway.
So strange. Mike wants to know what our blood type is.
I am B positive.
I am B negative.
Are you?
Yes, I am B negative.
Oh, interesting. My sister's B positive, and I'm not sure what my mom and dad are. How does that work?
I think my mom, we're not sure. I think my mom thinks we're B negative.
Oh.
But then she thinks maybe we're B positive. I think we're B negative. Because my dad's B negative and she's B positive.
I don't know how it works.
Same.
I just know I'm B positive because I donate blood on a regular basis, and I have my donation card. I was just telling Liz I'm going Saturday.
She is going.
Because we're getting tattoos this month, and we're very excited. I was like, let me donate before I get my tattoo.
We're getting Total Betty tattoos.
So excited.
Happy Christmaka to us.
That's right.
Okay, so Hannah's freaking out because she's like, all right, my blood type is the one on the anklet. A could do whatever they want to frame me, and she feels like she has nowhere to turn. And Spencer's like, hey, my mom could look into this for you, so please don't worry about it. Hannah leaves to go to school, and then the girls minus Hannah are at the brew, and they're discussing the blood on the anklet, and they overhear this very attractive blonde girl use the phrase, "You're always better off with a really good lie," which we've heard Allie say before. And she turns around, the girls are like, "I'm sorry, you just sound a lot like our friend." And she goes, "Oh, you guys were friends of Allison, so was I." So here she is. Her name is Cece Drake.
Is she here for a while?
Well, she'll pop in here and there. Yes, but she is a new character for the season.
And she is Jason's age.
we're to assume that she's Jason's age. Yeah.
And Melissa's age and Garrett's age.
Right.
She was in that class.
She knew Melissa.
Okay.
And she dated Jason.
Got it.
Right. And so she says Allison's family and her family rented a house in Cape May. And they had an intense few weeks together. I don't know why we phrased it like this.
This is why I don't understand why this is like, I don't want to take away that you can't like have a bonding experience
Absolutely.
in a small amount of time, what seems to us is a small amount of time. But it just seems like she was very involved for like weeks. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it seems like that. And then when Spencer later on, wow, that was a thump. When Spencer later on tells Jason about Cece and says, Cece said you had an intense summer. He says, everything with Cece is intense. She seems to be a very like, I wouldn't say problematic, but a person who inserts herself, likes the drama, feeds off the energy. She likes when things are intense and you know, so that just seems like the personality that she is. And so maybe it was a few weeks that they got to know each other. However, it was a lasting impression on Cece. Right. And she's still obviously interested in Jason. She says to Emily, is Jason single? Like, what's happening with that? And
so she was away.
She moved to LA, I guess, after they graduated or whatever.
There we go.
Right. Again, the time is non-existent because we're still figuring things out. Even Spencer, she has to use her little Photoshop diorama device.
Right? Imagine if Canva had made an ad today and this show is on.
Would have been fantastic.
If the show is still on, Canva could make like an ad.
Absolutely.
And be like, Spencer Hastings is using Canva.
I am just so interested in what program this is. I still am so interested. It's so
What
impressive.
did the forums say? If we got on the forums, like, what program is Spencer Hastings using?
We should do that. We should look it up.
Does anyone know in the chat?
Yeah, let us know. We are live tonight.
We are live.
It's the first episode of the month, and will be the last episode of the month. Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the girls are like, okay, Allison never mentioned Cece. Isn't that weird? I'm saying to Michelle, I'm like, isn't it weird that the girls don't even know who she is? They went to high school with her, basically. I mean, the girls are what we're to understand, much younger than that class of Garrett, Melissa, Jason. But like, she lived in the town.
Do you think Jason and Cece only dated for those short few weeks?
It's unclear. It's undetermined here.
But even if they went to school together?
Right. Like maybe they were on again, off again. Like, you know, maybe a little dramatic, traumatic, if you will. Who knows? And Jason's like, yeah, everything with Cece's intense. I'll leave it at that. Like, you know, it didn't end on a good note.
Right.
So it doesn't seem like he wants to.
No, he doesn't
she
seem
wants
interested.
to, but he's not interested.
Right.
Which I'm happy about because, like, you know, up until this point, it was seeming like Jason was making a turnaround in his life post his sister being dead. And, you know, now we have to see the aftermath of, unfortunately, all the turmoil that's been going on in his life, like catching up to him, basically.
Yeah.
Which is really sad to see. But she tells the girls she works at the boutique across the street from the brew. So basically she'll be like bumping into them a lot. And she made a funny comment towards Aria about Moisha's in the frame, about if she wants to steal, she'll turn her back, which I'm thinking is weird because Hannah didn't start shoplifting until Allie was gone.
Well, this is why this timeline doesn't really make sense to me.
The math's not mathing.
And then the whole, like, did Allie act the way she did because of Cece, or did Cece act the way she does because of Allie? But, like, if you only were together for 3 weeks, but maybe they knew each other for a longer period of time, but they had just an intense period together.
Right. Like maybe they were friends and it's just that timing of their vacation that things got intense.
Right.
And she does mention like Allie was going through a lot during that time. Vague on the details.
Right.
But I mean, the girls knew everything was going on with Allie at all times. So they were probably like just chalked it up to like, okay, yeah, Allie always had a lot of things going on.
Right.
So then Spencer, she's putting the CC Kate May trip on her diorama, and Toby comes in. He startles her. So distracted. um, Toby startles Spencer, and he's like, "You still haven't really responded as to why I was a pawn in your game last week or yesterday, whenever this was." And so she says, like, "Look, I was with Jason. We found the anklet together. I didn't feel like I could tell you that." And he's like, "Oh, well, obviously you still think Garrett is guilty, but just remember that, like, anyone could look guilty. Remember, I looked guilty. She looked guilty."
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, "I know you want to believe it, but maybe, you can't believe everything that you see." And then Spencer sees Jason running, and she tells him, like, "I'm sorry that unfortunately the evidence we found got Garrett out of jail." And Jason's like, "Hey, at this point, like, I'm not surprised. I'm just a screw up. You can ask my parents. Like, I keep messing this up for them. Like, it's sad."
It is sad.
And this is when they end up talking about Cece.
There's a lot of cat.
It's a lot of cat action.
Yes.
If you are on YouTube, you will see our reactions here.
Yeah.
And then later on, Spencer witnesses Jason crash into a parked car. When she tries to talk to him, she can tell he's drunk. He doesn't really care. He's like, "Hey, lock me up with Garrett. Maybe they'll give us a cell together." He's really in a bad way. And I'm assuming, like, you're putting the pieces together. His dad's now in town,
Yeah.
who's not his biggest fan. He just gave this anklet in that proved that this person's actually not her killer, like all these things. And now, unfortunately, he's drinking, which we once knew him to be sober. So now he is drinking. He was driving and crashed into a parked car. Spencer sees this whole thing. She gets out of her car. She doesn't even close her car door. And she immediately gets into Jason's car and drives away.
Yeah.
You never were here.
Right. She leaves the keys in the car too.
Yeah. And the door wide open.
Why don't you just, like, close the door, put it in park? Weird, but also she could have just left her car. I don't know.
It was not
She
thought
wasn't thinking.
out.
She
She
wasn't
did not think. I found this to be incredibly stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone
Like-
wants to know, like, what we would have done into this. What would we have done if we were Spencer?
Yeah. I mean, well, I think Spencer did what was probably in her heart, which was to help her brother.
Yeah.
But maybe, like, cover your car better, cover your tracks better. And I like to think that maybe I would, but who, like, if I was panicking,
You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know what you'll be in that situation.
But it's interesting. Like, cars today are all fobs for the most part. Oh, unless you left your bag in the car. I don't know. Like, my fob is always, like, kind of on me or on my back. I would have, like, grabbed and anyway. It's never, like, in the keyhole.
Right.
The key. What's it called?
Right.
It's not a hole. Is it a hole?
Yeah. Keyhole. Ignition.
That's
like,
the
keyhole.
term. That's the term. There it is.
The ignition.
Yes. Yeah. Like like Kat says, she's in the chat tonight. She says Spencer's so much smarter than that.
She is. And she's proven that time and time again.
Yeah.
And then she did this kind of stupid thing.
Yeah.
I find this to be very stupid.
Right. And then Vic says she could have just parked the car and then take Jason. Right. Yes.
Right. She made it seem like there was, like, not enough time. Like,
I
the
know.
cops were, like, humming.
I know, because
And, like, the sirens weren't on. Maybe she felt like
humming?
the cops would have seen him, like, speeding through the roads.
It's small town, right?
Small town. Yeah, I don't
guess.
know.
Yeah.
Kate asks, "What is the point of this hit and run, and how will this fit into the story?
This is such a great
Whose
question,
car
Kate.
did Jason hit? Does it matter?"
I didn't even think it mattered. I didn't even think this was going to go any further than what it did for tonight's story
Yeah.
of just Spencer helped her brother, Wilden questioned, Toby covered, and this just creates
Toby
tension for Toby and Spencer.
Absolutely. And I think that's
I
the
think that's,
device
like,
they're
it.
trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Toby doesn't even know what he's covering her for. He just automatically does it. Because Wilden immediately comes to Spencer's door. He's like, what were you doing? Where were you? Oh, so you didn't realize someone stole your car, left the keys in it. She's like, oh, no, I'm safe.
Is
I'm
he
fine.
just tailing these girls? He's just waiting
has
to
to be.
catch them. he does not like them, or he just knows they're up to something.
Yeah. Do you think like Wilden is bigger in the story than they lead on? Or like, I feel like why we utilize him so much as like the only, I guess because he's the detective.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like what's the point of him? Really?
You mean, do you think they should have brought in someone else?
Yeah, like there could be other, and like I think eventually they do.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if you thought there was something up with him, like why he would be so invested in these girls.
I think he's just determined to catch them.
Or he's just gross.
He's gross. I think he has like his own personal vendetta. He knows they did something wrong. He knows they're guilty of something, and it's like made it his mission to figure it out.
Right. He just needs to prove it.
He just needs to prove it.
It's like they're 17. Get over yourself,
like,
dude.
Like, you know, sometimes things get to us, and to certain people it might be silly. I mean, this is like a grander scheme because he's dealing with a murder case here. And he knows, like, there's too many coincidences for these girls to be involved.
Yeah. Right. And
so,
he keeps he has all this like proof but not.
Well, right. So you're
so
close, so close. Like what
yeah.
you take, like, what is it, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
He says to Hannah, like, I know you wrote the note. She goes, well, you have no proof. And I'm like, well, aren't there cameras in the hospital? And then he's like,
right.
I have multiple witnesses. Well, your witnesses are wrong. And then Spencer, your car was there. Well, I wasn't there. You have no proof. Again, like they're like, how long could they use that excuse? They're just always going to be in the right time, the wrong place at the right time, all the time.
And then it just like, you have to think about A is somehow connected and knows how, I don't know how, but somehow knows that Wilden will be around to see it.
Right. Which is like another added layer.
Yeah.
That they have to worry about.
Right.
It's like, if it's not the cops, it's A. And if it's not A, it's the cops or their parents or whatever. Yeah. Oh, it's so convoluted. Let's go over to the thing we want to talk about, which is the Hannah, Aria, Mona storyline. So Hannah and Aria go back to Hannah's house, in which immediately they turn the corner and there's a Ouija board on the kitchen table. And Aria's like, don't touch it. And Hannah immediately touches the planchette.
Yeah.
And she gets pricked because there's like, does that normally have I don't remember.
I've never played with one.
Oh, okay. So people wanted to know, have we ever played with Ouija board? I think I might have one time. I don't remember what happened. We were children.
Yeah. I remember being at a sleepover and watching a movie. I don't know if it was called Ouija board.
Yeah.
And it freaked us out.
And so much that you were like, I'm never doing this.
Well, also I was just like chicken shit. Yeah. So no, no, I have no.
Yeah.
No.
I'd love to know if anyone in the chat has played.
Yeah. Has anybody played?
What is your stories? Success, non-success? I don't know.
But like, if you walk in and like this Ouija board is set up, would you automatically go and touch it? I don't think I would touch it.
Especially that Hannah tells Aria, I buried this with Allie.
Right.
Like, so you definitely wouldn't want to touch it.
Right.
Because that's evidence. But Hannah does touch it. Underneath the planchette is a note. Look how easy it is for me to get your blood. Because Hannah the whole time is like, has A gotten my blood somehow? Well, you know what? Right there and then they could have gotten her blood. And so then Hannah has to tell Aria, I used this with Mona a few days before they found Allie's body. So we have this flashback of young Mona and Hannah. And they're playing, and Mona's like really pushing Hannah. Hannah does not want to play. And so Mona pushes her further to say, we should find out if Allie's still alive. And they do the Ouija, and it spells out alive. And then the thunder and lightning crack, and Hannah sees this flash of Allison, and it freaks her out. But she, I guess, like wholeheartedly believed I saw her.
Yeah.
Or she wanted, like when someone passes, like you want to see them.
Yeah.
Well, she had passed, but they didn't know that
and
yet.
Especially after playing that game, like your mind can play tricks on you.
Absolutely. And like it's undetermined if Mona saw her too.
Right.
We don't get this like, revelation that Mona has also seen her or not. We don't even talk about that.
Like, if it was me and you in this scenario, I'm pretty sure I would turn to you and be like, did you
Did
just
you
see that?
Right.
Did you see what I see? Is that Allie out there? Like, that
Right.
wasn't discussed.
And maybe Mona says, no, I didn't.
yeah,
But
we don't see that.
no, we don't. I guess you're to assume that Mona didn't see
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Or because she would have said, like, yeah, I saw her too. Or maybe she wouldn't. I don't really
Because if
know.
Mona said, no, I didn't, would that have changed what Hannah did and call Allie's parents? And
Right.
maybe not call them?
I don't know, would have. Yeah, this storyline, unfortunately,
Feels forced.
It does. It feels forced. Like we got this actor to play Allie's dad, and like we brought him in, and we needed to add the storyline. But also, what's important about this storyline is it also leads to a bigger picture of Mona with this code situation.
Yes.
So we have this scene where Allie's dad, in a flashback, goes up to Hannah and yells at her, basically saying, like, you ruined my wife's life, because Hannah had told her that she was alive. Allie was alive, and they unfortunately found her body. And so Mr. De Laurent just, like, cannot get over it. And I mean, most people want to know, Kat wants to know, was his feelings and actions justified towards Hannah? I feel like yes. I mean, he was really mean. But, like, a grieving family, I feel like after all this time has passed, I don't think I would have looked at her in like a negative way. But also the fact that there is like still no like killer, I guess, at this point. Like you're still frustrated. It's still fresh. Yeah. It's not like it's been 10 years and he's like, you know what, actually, I forgive you for what you did. Like they still haven't like accepted this yet.
Well, right.
Not that they ever will, but
there's no answer.
There's no answers.
I'm just thinking, like, how this happened when they were how old? Here we go.
Well,
here's me bringing up the ages.
They were I think they were 14 and 14.
Okay. So if I called Krista's mom at 14, I'm thinking Trish,
she would say, "Oh my God, like, Michelle.
Oh my God," and then maybe question my mom about it.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like there's just.
I know. I would never like yell at a child.
We're treating this kid like they're an adult,
right? And like she did it willingly to ruin their family. There was no malicious intent in this at all. And I'm sure when
Hannah called, do you think there was malicious in tone?
Absolutely
no.
not.
Like, oh my God, I mean, maybe she said. I wonder if she said, I have to tell you something, Allie's alive, or if she said, I think I saw Allie, so Allie's alive.
Right. And knowing Hannah, maybe she didn't present it in the best. She
probably didn't. She's not the best with words.
She's not good with words. No. She always has a tone when she's trying to tell people things. And so maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But I think he was quite mean.
I do too.
To her. Yeah. She was a child then.
She's a kid.
And she's still a child now. And unfortunately, he has not gotten over it.
Yeah.
So Aria says, look, I know you can't get into Radley to see Mona, but I'm going to go. And so she goes, and Mona, of course, doesn't say anything to her. She won't give her anything. She doesn't trust her. And so she says to Aria, when the nurse has gone, like, you have like 20 seconds to tell me exactly what you what you need to say, because other than that, I can't say anything to you. And Aria's like, it's happening again. I got an earring. She got a planchette. Like, we know that A is still happening. And Mona says, it's not me. And I'm sorry. Like, tell Hannah I'm so sorry. Everyone wants to know, is Mona actually crazy? Do you believe her when she says she's not involved?
Well, this episode, now I'm conflicted.
It's so conflicting.
Because of just the scenes that play out of Aria and Hannah going back in and going to find Mona, because Mona's not where she's supposed to be in the children's ward, and then hearing her speak in tongue.
Basically.
Right?
Yeah.
Learning that it's code. I don't mean to like bypass all this, but
absolutely.
there's a reason for this. And then what makes me think differently is what we see at the end with A.
Okay.
It makes me think that Mona's now on our side.
One would think, yeah.
But then I'm like, how would A know to put recorders in the dolls to like record? Like, how would
all valid questions?
How would A know Mona was going to go down there and say those things, and Aria and Hannah would be there?
Absolutely.
But she spoke in in code, so then A wouldn't know the code because A seemed very angry. But then again, A was just like popping off the head to get the recorder. I don't know.
Right. There's so many tones we could feel with that A scene at the end. But what Michelle is referencing is that Aria and Hannah sneak back into Radley after hours, and they're like, "Hey, Mona, you need to tell us what's happening." And at this point, this is when Aria and Hannah get distracted because Hannah's telling Aria about the time that she told Allison's mother about Allison being alive. Mona ends up running away. And what I thought was so funny, I didn't even pick up on that, is that Hannah says, "Do you still have your keys?" And then we see a car start speeding, which we eventually find out is Jason. And Michelle's like, "Oh my God," and Mona break out. And I'm like, that makes so much sense.
Yes.
But no, she doesn't. She runs to the children's ward, which is so beyond creepy.
There's no kids.
There's no kids. It's just really old, dirty toys, and it's dark, and it looks like it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
And Mona is there humming, and then she ends up telling the girls nothing but parcel tongue, gibberish, you know. And so what she says, and will be relevant, is that in this flashback, she tells Hannah, we can talk about people in front of them, basically behind their back, but in front of them if we use code. So you take the first letter of each word, and that will form then the word they're actually trying to say, which is like, I think it was like sleeps under trees was slut. And then I think that made Hannah realize when Aria says, "My mom's a slut," I think that also triggered her. To be like, wait, and looking at I think that all kind of, I think that was on purpose.
Yes. Didn't you and my sister have a secret code? Or actually,
I can't talk about that.
Oh, right. You couldn't tell me if you did. I feel like you did, or if not, Liz is like the only person who can understand my sister at any time.
Yes, absolutely.
It is insane to watch the two of them together, especially if they play a game with each other. It's like
you can't. No one will beat Sam and I at Taboo. Ever. The best combination is me, my sister, and Samantha. And if we verse anyone, we will never
fail. Stand a chance.
Because I'll be like, that time in 7th grade with the color, and she'd be like, blue, and I'm like, yes, exactly. Like nobody
She'll
will
tell
know
you the date.
I'm like, March. She'd be like, yes, exactly.
It's
monkey.
like you have a telepathic connection.
I know. And what is so funny is like throughout these years, like as a group, Sam will just like blurt out whatever, and everyone will look at me and I'm like, she means.
I know.
And it's not even code. It's just like Sam processing, forming sentences. And sometimes I do it too. And she does it. It's just, you know, when you have that friendship.
There's a kinship. But
I've definitely kinship.
Never seen that before. Even with like with my oldest friends, right? I can read them, but you and Samuel have like a.
I know. I don't know if it's like this Aries Taurus, like.
I don't know. There'll be times when she said to me, she'd be like, "Call Liz. Liz will know. I can't get it out, but Liz could get it out."
She also has. I used to pride myself in having a fantastic memory. I feel as though I don't have that as much. She still to this day has the best memory. The best memory. So I'll always call her and be like, "What happened? What was that teacher's name?" And she'll be like, immediately know.
Yeah.
So it's fun to have old friends like that.
Absolutely. Okay, so this
code is the first letter of each word makes up the word. So Mona ends up saying to Aria and Hannah, basically to Hannah, because she's saying, I don't trust Aria. I need to talk in code in front of her. She says, "Miss Aria, you're a killer, not Ezra's wife. Where were we? Maya's away, sleeping sweet, until Garrett's all rosy, count on me. No one to save Allison from evil." So what I'd like to mention is, we figured out most of that puzzle. We did not figure out the first sentence, though.
I thought it was not.
So, no one to save Allie from evil is not safe.
Right.
And then they have where were we, which is WWW.
Right.
Maya's away sleeping sweet, mass.
Right.
Until Garrett's all rosy, count on me. So, sugar.com.
Right.
The first part of that is Miss Aria, you're a killer, not Ezra's wife. Which means Maya knew.
Oh.
We did not talk about this.
Are they going to talk about this in the next episode?
I think so, yeah. So Maya knew.
Maya knew.
She knew what? She knew about the killer. She knew about Allison. What did she know?
She knew about Mona.
Did she know about Mona? Right. Like, what did she know?
Well, I also just find it interesting, and not to bring Jenna into it now, but Jenna's telling Nate that she was good friends with Maya. Maya drove her home.
Sure. Her and Emily are friends. Like, what's
certain
Jenna's
times-
motive?
So Maya knew more than we thought she did, is what we're learning.
Mm-hmm. And so the girls go to this website. It ends up being a website for...
Cover your straw.
Oh.
I don't like...
I
This is
literally...
allergic, and you're going to, like, your face will
Do you know what?
blow up.
And me looking in the camera, I'm saying, oh, he's on Michelle's side. He's on my side.
Yeah. Well, he
'Cause
was
it's
here.
opposite. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Mister.
We got to get you a little straw cover. I changed them for seasonal.
I should get a pickle one.
Do they make them? Let's
they
look
have
after.
to.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so they go to the website. It ends up being Maya's website, or what they think could potentially be Maya's website, or not, because why would Mona give them that information? Dude.
But it... Have to hide the water bottle.
Honey.
Her Stanley moishes into the Stanley straw. Okay.
He's like, what? He's like, how do I get to it?
Right. How do I get to it?
So anyway, the website is locked. There's a password. They need a password. Yeah.
Now, it just makes me think, like, did Maya create this, or was this created for to mess with them, or for Mona to mess with them, and this is how Mona is going to give them information from the inside?
Right. And next time the girls will be like, is this real? Do we believe it's real?
Yeah.
We need to figure this out.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that whole part, I loved the introduction to this.
I think it's great.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm really happy we're getting there.
Yeah.
Over to Emily, who she's working at the brew. Nate comes over and he's like, I'm still trying to pursue Jenna. I want to give her a belated birthday present. So initially he gives Emily a candle. Does she think it's good? And Emily definitely, she can't change her face. When you talk about Jenna, she's like, I don't trust the bitch. I don't like her.
I don't blame her.
Yeah. And Nate, obviously he's like in tune to it, but he doesn't really care all that much. He's just like, oh. And now I'm thinking, like, he makes the comment about, well, I didn't have to pursue her if the hottest girl in town was into guys or available. And I'm like, okay, so are you thinking that Emily is jealous that you're liking Jenna and you're like into that? And then you make a comment like that? I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I think it's gross.
It's gross.
Also, she was dating your cousin. Like,
right. Like, I mean, he obviously makes the point, like, you're not into guys, which it's like, you don't even know what she's into, but.
Right.
The hottest girl in school is not available.
Yeah.
Ew.
Gross.
Like, right. It's just gross. I can't think of any other word besides just being gross.
If you're starting like a friendship here, she's like your first person, you're like living here,
right.
going to
Why
school.
Make it weird?
Don't make it weird.
And he's like, oh, you're such a great friend. Thanks, Em. Thanks for your help. She takes him to the boutique now that Cece's working at. And Cece's like, obviously, like, he's so hot. Are you into him? Realizes that she's the gay one that Allison was mentioning. Or that Allison mentioned that Emily crushed on her.
Yeah, was in love with Allie.
I'm like, Allie told this bitch everything. And they knew nothing about her. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why keep them separate? Yeah. But Cece's like, I'm not going to mind my own business. I like the drama. I like this guy. He's cute. What do you have against Jenna? And Emily's like,
Nate is older, right?
I guess. Yeah, he's in college. His first year in college.
Okay,
right?
so it would make that sense that Cece is interested in Nate because, again, these are high schoolers, and Cece and Nate are out of high school. Like, Cece, to me, I'm like, why are we messing with 17-year-olds?
Great point.
16-year-olds.
Great point that Nate would be interested in Emily, even though now I don't know if she's technically underage. Is she 18? Anyway, still, like, you don't need to be interested. Cece, why are you getting involved in the drama? But later on, Cece realizes that Emily has told Nate about Jenna and how she was with Garrett. And at first he's like, oh, thanks for telling me. Like, he's not bothered by it.
No.
And she's like, I'm not telling you it for that reason. I'm just telling you because like I don't trust Jenna. And he's like, yeah, okay, great. Thanks for being such a good friend. And then later on, Cece realizes that Nate is still interested in Jenna and she's wondering why that is. And so she tricks Emily into giving her phone to give her number. But she ends up calling Jenna on her real phone and saying that she's Nate's girlfriend and you shouldn't mess with her. And she'll like cut a bitch or whatever she said. She'll like, I don't even know what she said. Something really bad.
Yeah.
Emily's like, what the hell?
Like,
what are you doing?
little cuckoo bananas. I'd stay away. Stay away from
She's
Cece.
that kind of person you don't like. You
Kinda
want
like Mona.
Yeah, like very manipulative. You kind of don't want them on your team at all because you're like,
No.
you're just gonna start shit for me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and so unfortunately, Emily got the wrath of her right away in town,
Yeah.
and she's like, oh my god. Oh, she said, I'll scratch your eyes out. That's what she said, and Emily said, well, she used to be blind.
Oh my god.
And Cece just laughed. She's like, oh shit.
my bad.
My bad. I can't believe I said that. Well, she's like, well, now, we're helping your friend out. And then you see Nate, he obviously gets stood up by Jenna.
Yeah.
And then the most delicious storyline is this side story with Ella. It's so cute.
I love it.
Yeah, she's like really thankful now for Aria putting her on these websites because she's been meeting people and she has a date with the silver fox that we find out is Ted.
I couldn't believe it.
Which is fine because it's clearly not going to work out, right?
Yeah.
We want him for Ashley.
Yeah. Or maybe.
Or maybe. We don't know.
I don't know.
They seemed cute, but
yeah.
Michelle's like, was he the only single guy in this whole town?
The only, it seems like single nice guy in their age range.
In their age range in this bubble of Rosewood.
Yeah.
And what is so frustrating to me is Ella walks into the coffee shop because that's where they're going to meet for their date, right?
Mm-hmm.
One, to assume that you would have coffee in the coffee shop. And she ends up talking to the barista at the time, and we find out that later on he is the owner of the Rear Window Brew.
Mm-hmm.
And there's vibes. It's cute. And he's like, oh, hopefully he's not out of prison for the night. And it's just like a cute banter. And so then Ted gets there and he ruins the cute banter because he's like, oh, there's an ice cream truck outside. I thought we would go. And she's like, okay, no problem. I just wanted to sip. I'm like, it would not be crazy for you to order a coffee at the coffee shop when you guys were going to meet for a date at the coffee shop. Why are you throwing that away? Why are you throwing that away?
I love that you're so
I'm so fixated on the small
upset
shit
over this. And during our watch, Liz also did that exact monologue she just did.
Because it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. And hot coffee and ice cream pair very nicely together.
Why not? Yes. And she gets a decaf. She gets decaf. It's like basically water, whatever. But it's the fact that he's like, oh, I thought we would get ice cream. Oh, he didn't say. Did he like insinuate you should throw away your coffee? Like,
no, I think she was nervous. I also think she felt awkward waiting at the coffee shop. She got there first.
Right.
I don't
So
want to
she's
be
like,
like
I'm
an
not gonna
unpaying patron.
Yes.
I'll just get a decaf.
Absolutely. Like she didn't want to stand there. She ends up striking up a nice conversation with the guy, but it's awkward. Like you're waiting for that person to walk in. Like, do you sit? Do you not sit? I don't know. But she ends up having this date with Ted, and he's a perfectly nice guy, as we know him to be. Pastor Ted, he's perfectly nice, and he's got some cool stories. And then she notices that he eats his ice cream just like how Byron did, which Michelle immediately predicted. She's like, what does Byron eat his ice cream like that? I'm like, yes, exactly.
Scrapes the sides.
Scrapes the sides, leaves a mound in the middle.
That's how I eat
That's
my
how
ice
you
cream.
eat your ice cream.
And I also maybe you know what? Never mind.
Not gonna share that.
No, never mind. I think it would sound weird.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it.
Are you sucking it? Is that what the thing you were going to say?
Well,
like how you do suckles?
It's just like a way I deal with the spoon.
Oh.
Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind. We're not.
We will.
It's not weird in person.
I'm sure
it's just to describe it.
I'm sure.
I'm not going to do that.
It's fine. We'll move on. Move on. So Ella and Ted, they finish up their date and she calls Aria and she realizes, I think I'm on a second date. I'm on a second date because this guy, Zach, he owns the brew and he can close whenever and he's giving me pastries and they're going to talk. It's so adorable. And she says, oh, people my age shouldn't get pastries. And he goes, what's wrong with your age?
Yeah.
Like he knows she's older than him.
Yeah.
She has a daughter that's Emily's age.
Yep.
So he could assume that she's at least 30.
Right. Right.
You know,
He's an established business
he's
owner.
a business owner. He maybe is at least 30. I don't know. Is he older than that? Is he younger than that?
How
Who
old do you
knows?
think he is?
I think he's maybe like, I don't know, like, are we supposed to assume he's like 29, 30?
I think he's at least 30, but I
Let's
wonder
hope.
if in the show they'll go younger.
Right. I
to,
don't
like,
remember
prove a
exactly
point.
what happens with that.
Hey, get down.
It's just that night. Okay, so Kat asks, is there a way a person eats ice cream enough to not go on a second date?
Well, I think if it reminds you of your ex and it's a very close to the breakup,
Yeah.
then
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like he was giving off like nicer, less douchey Byron vibes.
well, yeah, but it doesn't matter. The littlest.
Oh, absolutely.
Quirk
Yeah, you
can
don't.
remind
You
you
want to
of
be
someone.
far away from that. And she
Yeah.
says to Aria too, like Ted would be the safe option. If I was 19, like when I met Byron at 19,
Mhm.
it would make sense. But I'm looking for maybe something different.
Yeah.
She's looking to like dip her toes in something
That's right.
fun.
That little
And-
leather
right?
jacket business
Oh,
owner.
he's so cutie. I'm
He's
like,
so cute.
I like didn't forget about this, but I also was like, who do they cast? I forgot who they casted for it, and I'm like, he's just perfect.
I have to look this actor up.
Yeah, he's very familiar, and I'm sure there's a million things that I can't think of right now that he's in. But
I said this to Liz. Seeing Zach and Ella in the brew just look like a little Hallmark Christmas movie. I
the
was like,
one
I
we
just
want to watch.
want this right now. I would
Yeah.
love that.
We're so invested in the parent relationships
Yes.
because they're just it's so sweet and wholesome, and
Yeah.
they feel like Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
Especially because like obviously Byron sucks, and what's his name?
Peter?
Tom sucks. Peter sucks.
I know no
Wayne is the
pairings.
only nice male
Oh, right,
parent figure,
Wayne.
which we haven't
Wayne
seen
and
him.
Ham.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's nice to see that the moms can be happy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then we have our last scene, which Michelle was referencing, that we have A going to the children's ward. We don't know why. And then they're squeezing the head off a doll. Inside is a tape recorder and has taped the conversation between Mona, Hannah, Aria, where Mona's saying no one to save Allie from evil. So it's like, does A know that that's a code? Is A pissed that Mona's using a code?
Right.
Did Mona plant that so A could find it? Like, what was happening?
Did Mona plant that for herself? Like that
to
would be
use
weird.
later on?
Yeah, just to have reference and then just take it out of the doll's head. That's probably not it.
Well,
But just for
yeah, like
backup, like to refer back to it. I don't think
mhm.
that's it. But again, like there's so much that would have to go into this plan to know the girls would go down there, to know Mona would go down there.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But also-
Mona has to know something.
Hannah says that she's been sneaking in, right? This isn't like the first time.
I don't know if I know she said she knows when the nurses
switch
switch the shifts, so it would be a good time. I don't know if she has been sneaking in.
Okay.
But I know she was maybe doing that while Ren was still a part of that situation.
But even still, it seems like she didn't. This was the first time in the children's ward.
Yeah, like Mona ran off either on purpose to bring them in there, but how would she know? Maybe she just said, "Hey, whoever's going to come visit me, I'm going to try and get whatever they're saying to me on tape."
There you
And
go. I mean,
she
that-
ran down
that
there.
makes
and
sense. Yeah.
yeah, like the logistics don't make sense, but I don't. Will we get confirmation of what happens here? I don't remember,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
one to assume
One to assume.
there is something going on there.
Yes.
Yeah. I know we have a review to
We
read.
do have a review. I'm very excited to share it. Let me pull it up. Stay tuned. All right.
Sorry, I should have pre-warned you.
That's okay. I mean, you did.
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to think. You sent it in 2 parts, but I
I
think
did because I couldn't. Because now we don't have Chartable anymore. Can't get the full thing unless you want to just do it off Apple Podcast.
Yeah, I'm
Might
gonna
be
do
easier
that.
way.
I'm gonna do that. Okay. Because I started reading and I was like, oh, they overlap, which is fine.
I know, but that'll be confusing as to where you.
That's what. Yeah. Okay. Hold on, guys. Yeah, elevator music. Okay, here we go. So we got a lovely review on Apple Podcasts from Enjoy1013. Love these girls, 5 stars. I randomly found the Tree Hill Talk podcast when I was trying to find something to listen to. I am an OTH lover, so I searched for a good Tree Hill Talk. I mean, a Tree Hill podcast. I can't help it. Once I say Tree Hill, I always go Tree Hill Talk.
I know.
I absolutely loved this podcast and these girls. They are so funny and they have the same ideas and thoughts that I do. So you felt the same way about Quay?
Quay?
Isn't that funny? We both say Quay. I find myself saying out loud while I listen how much I agree with them and laughing along with them. After listening to all of Tree Hill Talk, I decided to watch the OC and follow them there, and now I'm on to Gossip Girl and Pretty Little Liars. These girls make me want to watch these shows just because I want to be able to follow along with them and listen to their podcast because I just love listening to them so much.
Oh.
Such fun podcasts. If you're looking for a good podcast with great entertainment, look no further than these fun girls and any show they are podcasting about. You are guaranteed some great content.
How many times did you say podcast?
Whew.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Now I'm thinking we also have a new pledge, Natalie. Could that potentially be the same person?
I don't know. We do. We have Natalie and we have Jillian.
And Jillian, welcome.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for pledging and joining the network.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you.
We're so happy.
Yeah. Hey, if you're enjoying the show and you haven't yet and that inspired you, please consider leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts, rating us 5 stars. You could also, if you're listening on Spotify, you can leave comments over there and rate, which is super fun too. We love when you guys reach out over there.
We love the comments. We're like, oh my God, there's comments?
We love the comments and we love reviews. And it really does, like we always say, helps the show. Then people can find us and be like, oh, people are enjoying this PLL podcast.
Right.
They're funny. They have other shows. Oh, I'm
all that
inspired.
SEO, baby.
I know. I'm inspired to watch the OC because of Tree Hill Talk.
Aww.
Wow. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And thank you to Michael, who has provided us with the Lucky Leon's ladle tonight.
Yes. Thank you, Michael.
The flavor is Chapman's Peppermint Twist.
Ooh.
Peppermint ice cream with real candy cane pieces. How do you like? Would you like that? Would you like that?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if I'd like that. I would eat it.
What part don't you like?
The candy canes. I'm not into like I like a minty chocolatey moment, but not maybe a peppermint moment.
It's really hard to find a dairy-free peppermint
So hard.
ice cream,
So
and so
hard.
usually I have every year Aunt buys candy canes and he crushes them up for
in.
me, and we get vanilla ice cream, and I kind of churn and make
Oh.
my own.
That's a good.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Friendlies used to have a great a frenzy.
Oh,
Listeners, did you have Friendlies? Is this a regional thing?
it is. It's regionally because my sister-in-law's husband loves when he comes here so he can go to Friendlies because they didn't have it. Like, I don't think they have it they're in DC area. So
Okay. Yeah, but they used to have a candy cane.
oh, that sounds good actually.
Oh, it was just.
I think I would
yummy.
just like add an addition of like a chocolate moment there.
Sure.
Or white chocolate,
Oh,
something like that.
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So since this is the last We're Lighters episode of the year, I thought I'd go with this holiday treat. Also, the red color of the ice cream represents the blood sample of Hannah's that Wilden wants, while the fresh minty flavor represents the new fresh characters we keep getting this season. In this episode, we have 2, one being Cece and the other one may be a possible love interest for Ella. With all these characters lasting longer than a scoop of ice cream, will all these characters last longer than a scoop of ice cream, or will they be gone before it melts? Only time will tell, but this episode is definitely 4.5 scoops with lots of extra toppings.
Cute.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
And like Ted was eating mint ice cream, mint
He
chocolate chip.
was.
So
he was.
I see what you did there,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
What about an MVP and a shittiest? Do you have your thoughts? I
Yeah.
found this to be hard.
Yeah, I do have my MVP,
All right, we'll do MVP on 3.
and I think it's gonna surprise you.
Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, Zach.
Aria.
Oh, nice. Vic
You
also
were
picked
saying
Aria.
how Aria was annoying you.
Well, she just like would not shut up. Like Hannah's like
Well,
trying to get
Yes,
it.
but I liked that she's like, I'll go and talk
Yes.
to Mona. I'll go
Mhm.
back in with you. And I love that she was there for Ella. So, yeah.
It was just and it's not anything against. It's like of course they had to write her this way, where we get the dialogue where Hannah's trying to process and she's like, oh my God, is A in the house? Blah, blah. And Hannah's like, Aria is like, stop. Does this mean anything? Does this mean, and it's like, what do you mean does this mean anything? She's freaked out. Someone's in her fucking house. Her mom's not home. Someone's broken into her house. This girl can freak out. She's like, hold on. Does this mean anything? What does this mean? And then they go to the children's ward and Hannah's like, Mona, the dad, blah, blah, blah. And Ari's like, what happened? What's happening? What's doing? I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Can we just get the story?
I see what you mean. And I like that she's being like
absolutely
there for her friend and proactive.
Right. Like last week, this week, she's like, I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's my time to shine.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I picked Zach because I was like, you're super cute and charming.
Zach is hello.
Charming. I just love. He's like, what about your age? I don't get it. I don't see age.
Just butter. Nothing's just butter.
So cute. Oh my God, that was like a Hallmark movie though.
I know.
Like their line, the dialogue was very like corny but sweet.
But love it.
Yeah, we loved it.
Love it.
Shittiest.
Okay, so I have it's an obvious shitty.
Wilden?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I want to give a sketch.
To Nate?
No.
To Cece.
Cece.
But what was with that one scene though with Nate? Wasn't that weird when Emily says to him, "Oh, Maya had these." He says Maya had these
earrings.
Yeah, what the fuck was that about? And Emily's like, "How did you know?" He's like, "I don't know. She must have sent in a picture or something." Like, why add that? That was weird.
Unless that's a clue.
Unless it's a clue. I don't know.
Are we suspicious of Nate now? I don't know. I
don't know.
I still don't understand Nate's purpose now.
Same.
The first time we introduce him, I'm like, okay, I get it. You're Maya's cousin. Blast from. You're gonna deliver the gift to Emily. Help her heal. Now I'm like,
he's
why
sticking
are you
around
still here?
Too long. Thank
you.
You
Can go. You can go.
You can go. You could bye bye. We would not be. We would not be sad.
Holden, since he's still in town, and we know you.
Bring back Holden so we can get more answers about that night because we still didn't get any answers about that night.
I know. What I don't. I'm sure
I just forgot about that. I mean, I just remembered it, I should say. That Holden, Emily had no answers about it. Anyway.
Yeah.
But Wilden, yeah, for obvious reasons. Cece, she's sketchy. She's sketchy.
She gets a sketchy award.
Mm-hmm. What would you rate it? 1 to 10, cringy, not cringy?
Not cringy?
I would say not cringy. I would say it was like a 1.5.
Yeah, we're real
low tonight. I mean, there was obviously some of the ABC Family dialogue that you always laugh at, but like not where it was like what makes Katy Perry sizzle. You know, that was on the top, the top of the top.
Yeah. There was like I can't remember it. There was one line where we both were like, "What is that?"
Yeah,
but not enough for it to go higher. I agree. I think.
Oh, also you question when Cece said, "I hate to make tracks."
Oh yeah,
is that a thing that people say?
Chat, can you sound off?
I hate to make tracks.
Is that a saying? I'm so bad. I don't know phrases.
I feel
like every week I learn a new one. Remember fodder?
Fodder. I heard that again yesterday. And now I was listening to a podcast and they said they were like, yeah, and fodder. And I was like, oh, fodder.
Yeah. I hate to make tracks, but it's almost like I gotta peace out.
Right. Like I don't want to I don't want to ruin what we have here, but I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
Can you not?
Can you not?
Can you just, if you step on the keyboard. Nope. Honestly. You go in the opposite direction. We're almost done here.
We are.
So before I give Michelle the title for the next episode, as we said, this will be our final episode of the year. We will be back recording in the studio live January 2nd, which means that episode will be public on January 8th. So technically, for those of you who are on Patreon pledges, we'll be back January 8th. But if you're with us on Patreon and you want to join us for our Zoom watch on the 2nd, please do so. And that'll be for episode 8.
Yes.
January 8th, episode 8. There you go. So I will give you the title.
Okay.
And I So let me give you the title. Is called Stolen Kisses. And I felt in the holiday spirit. So I'm going to give you 3 gossip words. Just kidding. I'm going to give you 3 secrets.
Oh, remember three gossip
They're gossip words.
I love
Good
that.
times.
You should listen to our Gossip Girl podcast if you're looking for it. 3 Gossip Girls. It's so good. That was such a good podcast. I really loved it. I'm just going
the
to
best podcast.
shout out our other show. I love all of our shows, but that was a fun one.
Yeah, maybe I'll add the ad.
Yeah,
Gossip
you
Girl
should.
ad to this
There you
episode.
go. Please do. Add that ad.
So my secrets, plural. We have Ezra's mom is coming to town and she reveals some family drama.
Okay.
No surprise, but the girls ask Caleb to help them uncode the website.
Smart.
And Paige and Emily have a confrontation about the Melizapam.
Oh, right. So we're going back to that. Great.
Right. Still no Holden, but Paige and Emily talk about it.
Okay. Ezra and his mom, I think, will learn about the car and the money.
Yeah, like what do you think is like what could be a family secret?
Well,
or like what's going on with them?
Yeah, I think maybe he got the money from another way and it had nothing to do with selling a car.
Okay.
My children are fighting. I don't know if you can hear the growl. I wonder if the mic
I
picked up
just
the growl. It makes sense for Emily and Paige to have a discussion about this. I think maybe it'll be a little accusatory. Like, do you have more information about this? And then maybe Emily will have to fill in Paige about some things about what's going on. That's my chair. Do you hear that scratching?
I would kill them.
Yeah. And then the second secret.
Caleb will be helping them with the website.
Okay, so this is.
Do you think that he'll be around Hannah? Will this involve her?
I think they're gonna go behind Hannah's back.
Okay. Predictable, right? Like that.
Yeah,
they would.
I think this is how that's gonna go, and he's gonna be like, how is Hannah doing? But like, I'm still not ready to talk to her, and you guys would involve me. I'm gonna do this for. Yeah.
And then. Okay. No, you got all this. You got all the secrets. Yes. Any other last minute feeling predictions about the Mona, the CC, the A, the Nate? I don't know what else is happening really.
I kind of not really with that, but I just hope to see Zach again.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful for Ella. I would love for her to find some. Do you hear that? That's their claws on the wall.
You're punished.
Stop. It's unbelievable. Like, because they're hungry and they didn't get their advent calendar.
Okay, well, y'all need to be patient.
Not that the Discord cares, but I will share this when we get off so you guys can see.
He's gonna knock the crown off the wall.
Yeah. And then Cece, I do not trust her at all, and I want to see her and Jason have an interaction. So
right, like there's obviously history there.
Yeah,
she knows about the girls.
Yeah,
the girls are probably gonna want to know more about her, or maybe not. Maybe they're like, you know what? Actually, I want to stay far away from her.
Yeah, I don't think Cece's related to A though. I think this is just like a separate. Someone annoying to
like
come in
I
and
think
stir
they
up.
Right, like she was a friend of Allison's, and now it's like an added layer of what the girls didn't know about Allison.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Before we go, I have a message from A.
Oh.
Yes, came in promptly before someone in that chat.
Yes.
Maybe I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's Rihanna.
Oh. We're just calling our Bettys out. We're just throw assumptions. Okay. I like it. Let's go
cat.
for it. Or cat.
Kitty cat.
Yeah. Okay, what does it say?
It says, hey, frenemies. So I guess it's time for a little holiday break. Are you ready? Did you stock your stuffings? Did you stock your stockings? Did you take a screen crap? Did you stuff your stockings?
Hey, you know what? You could add chicken or vegetable stock to your stuffings. So
thank you. You can.
I got you. That works.
Did you decorate your trees? I haven't even started, but I look forward to the holiday. You know, being nice isn't so bad. You don't have a resting bitch face all the time and don't have to come up with sarcastic remarks. Who knows? Maybe I will still be in the giving mood and might just reveal myself next year. You never know. In the meantime, I leave you with a twist on a holiday classic. I only wrote the last bit because it was a very long song. I hope you like it. Extra points if you sing it. Well, you know I don't do karaoke, eh?
Anytime karaoke is brought up, if you're new here, like Liz will not sing, and look at that face. She hates karaoke with a passion. But you will attend.
I will attend. I just won't go up there. Yeah. Anyway. On the 12th day of Christmas, no, just kidding. On the 12th day of Christmas, my audience gave to me 12 snacks for snacking, 11 Liz's liquids.
No!
What did you mean by that? What did you mean by that?
Liz's liquids?
Wait, what did you mean by that?
Oh my God. Okay.
10 sassy segments.
Okay.
9 songs for singing. 8 OG podcasts. 7 guest star slaying? Guest star slaying.
Cute.
6 vids a glitchin'.
Oh.
Well, 5-star reviews. 4 podcats. 3 Gossip Girls, 2 Best Friends, and an A behind a computer screen. Haha, told you I'm in the holiday spirit. I'm glad you... I'm just thinking about the liquids. I'm glad you considered me a friend. That's so sweet. You know what they say. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Cute.
I loved that.
That is so
That
good.
was like a Will's treat.
I know. Oh, Will.
I was going to say R.I.P., but he's not dead. We love him very much.
We do love Will. Will's doing well. But wow, Liz's liquids. I'm now obsessed with that.
Liz's liquids.
Is that really what it says?
Liz's liquids. Did I read it wrong? No, Liz's liquids.
Oh my
God. I was called out here. Michelle wasn't. Obviously, they're on Team Michelle.
Well, no, obviously they're on Team Liz. I'm not even a part of the song.
What? All I keep thinking of is water and pickle juice. Yes, I'm filled with water and pickle juice. Liz's liquids. And then, you know, whatever comes out of those pickle juice and water.
We were talking last week at Pickles Giving, and I couldn't remember a brand that I came up with for you, which I still can't remember it, but now it's Liz's liquids.
I think
It's
it was
so
like,
funny to me. It's something. It had to do with makeup and aesthetics.
yes,
and beauty.
it was like beautiful lists or like something
blissful.
No, it wasn't blissful.
No. Blissfully? No. God, it was so
I know it was so
good.
good, and I should have wrote it down.
Oh, well.
Anyway, that is the episode.
Wow. Happy holidays, friends.
Happy holidays. Is there anything in the chat? Anyone sounding off saying Liz's liquids or
No, in fact, I don't even know if we lost connection because no one has responded to the Liz's liquids. The last thing they said was just call the wizard. So
call the wizard?
Yeah. Oh, Kat, going back to I need to make tracks. Kat said she's heard it before.
Okay.
So, yeah. Excited. We'll see you in 2025 . Hopefully in a different setting.
Will be, yes.
We will.
We will
just have
be
to
in
say
a
it.
different setting.
We'll be in a different setting. Very excited.
New podcast studio.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you know, we got to say it. Subscribe,
Gotta do the
like,
things.
comment. We'd love to hear. Comment over there. That would be fun.
Yes, comment.
Yeah.
We love those YouTube comments.
All the comments.
We love all the comments. We respond to all the comments. So if you want to hear from us,
Yeah.
just shout us out and we will be in your DMs or wherever. Is that a thing?
No.
Slide into our DMs.
Sure. Okay.
That's not how you use it, but
See you next year,
Bye.
friends. Oh, man.
what's Liz's liquids? Lys's liquids. I mean, it's really fun to say, actually.
It is. Thank you, buddies. We love you.
Happy Christmas, Happy New Year.
All the things. We'll
All
talk
the
to you in the
holidays.
Discord. Yeah. Send us an email. What is Lys's liquids?